All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Good Mom. I'm Sunny, and I'm here with my good friend, Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Oh, my goodness. What we have done to record for you guys today
It's
has
nothing short of monumental,
a
y'all. We want you to
miracle.
know we're
Really.
just
Okay, so a little bit of background is Lindsay and I are both traveling at the moment, and we both happen to be in our parents' homes. And when you're traveling, you never know what to expect. You don't know what the internet's going to be like. Lindsay and I were just talking about the fact that we're, like I'm in my parents' basement. It's kind of like dungeony. I had to bring all these lights in. I've got mic interference issues. Lindsay, what are you dealing with?
power cord issues. I have to have extension cords going every which way. I have no lights because I'm in a very dark area where the light doesn't come through the windows.
Right.
And, it's just an old house.
Yeah.
So nothing really works the way you think it's going to work. And you spend all this, anyway, oh my goodness. And I'm also dealing with no Wi-Fi, but that's a whole other situation we'll talk about in another episode.
That's right. But we're here. We're making it happen.
We're making it happen.
We're doing our good mom thing.
Yes, we are. We're here. We're good moms, and we're here for you. So
That's right.
wonderful. I'm glad
Okay,
we're
so
here.
we have a fun topic for you guys today. And this is
Super
something
excited.
that
Yeah.
I have been kind of dealing with over the last week. I think I've been here about a week now. Just a refresher for you guys. I'm here with my two girls. My boys and my husband are still back in California doing their football thing. So we're here with my parents, and our whole family is out in this area. So when we come back, we get to see both my side of the family, my husband's side of the family, extended family, all that good stuff. So we've been having a blast. And one of the things that we like to do at nighttime is either watch movies or a TV series or something together, and we'll grab popcorn or ice cream or something like that and kind of wrap up the night that way.
Totally
And
fun.
so recently I asked my parents, I'm like, well, what are you guys watching or what's new? Because I don't watch a lot of TV typically. So I don't even know really what's out there. And so they recommended this TV series, and it's called The Last of Us. Have you heard of this, Lindsay?
OMG, I have heard of it. I will wait till you may. Yes, and let me just say, I quickly scanned past that, but yeah, continue.
Well, we did not.
Oh no, you
We
watched
have
it.
been watching this. Okay, so now this kind of an interesting show. In general, growing up, I like to watch scary movies
Yeah.
or scary shows. Like it was kind of a fun thing. You get all scared, you hide behind the covers or whatever. But I also, at least as a kid, and I don't know if this really happens too much to me anymore, I, as a kid, would have nightmares after
Yeah,
watching
me
something
too.
scary. So if you guys aren't aware, I feel like if I were to describe The Last of Us, it's based on a video game, not a book, not a
Right.
novel, not a movie, but it is a TV series. I think it's on HBO.
Mm.
And it's based on a video game. And I describe it basically as just a more modern, it's like the apocalypse meets zombies.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of how
Okay.
I see it. Okay.
All right. Sure.
So there is a lot of violence, people trying to survive, a
Yeah.
lot of questionable activity, right? And I'm sitting there because, my parents watch TV all the time. And so I'm not worried about them. And I'm not really worried about myself because I can usually kind of compartmentalize and just be like, okay, that's that. And then this is the real world. But I'm watching my 11-year-old girls watch this stuff. And so far, it really, like, no nightmares or anything like that. But I have to say, I'm kind of like, I realize the stuff that we consume, it does stay with you. I know we all think that we can just, I'll just watch a show and it'll be done. And same reason I quit watching Walking Dead like several years
Yeah.
ago. I was like, why
Yeah.
am I doing this? Like,
Yeah.
how is this feeding me? How is this nourishing me? Like my mind, my
Yeah.
attitude, my whole experience.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's kind of what we're going through. Lindsay, what experience do you have with scary
Oh my
movies?
gosh. Well, I'm just sitting here going, I'm proud of you if you can sit through that. I couldn't even watch the trailer. I just went,
I
no,
know.
scan. So I am one of those people who really is affected negatively by the thought patterns that are in those kind of movies,
Yeah.
and whether they're TV or otherwise, I'm really negatively impacted. And
Yeah.
it's everything from it just puts me in a bad mood. It's because it's frequency, it's vibrational
Yes.
frequency. So I don't choose those dark vibrational frequencies anymore in my life. And when I go there, it's like, whoa, it's so jarring because it's not who I am regularly, right?
Yeah.
But I sit and I look at all that stuff and I think about what are we creating in the world when we watch those shows and it does stick with us and we think
Right.
about, is this what I'm creating? Because you can't not think about it once you've seen it
Mm-hmm.
or done it. And we as a generation grew up with television. Our kids kind of didn't. And our parents definitely did. I mean, they were the TV, that's who TV went after, right?
Yes.
And so I kind of look at all these pieces and go, wow, where our kids get their information from and how they're thinking about the world comes from games and
Yeah.
these kinds of TV shows, streaming, lots of things that come from different angles now. It's not just NBC, ABC, CBS. Those days are gone. That's what we grew
Oh
up
yeah.
with.
Yep.
So I'm kind of curious, what's it going to create with the content being so dark that kids are exposing themselves to quite a bit. Not just, I'm not saying your kids are, but I'll give you an example. My neighbor, who's 22,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't watch a lot of TV, has every week like a horror night week with, movies with friends. And, they love to see how scared they can get and whatever. And I'm thinking, that terrifies me. Like on so many levels. I wouldn't want to do it for one thing, but then what are they thinking about that's what's fun? So help me understand, Sunny.
Mm.
How is being scared fun? Or is it just kind of tapping into something that I don't understand? Because I'm good with not understanding it.
Okay, so this is interesting. So I don't know if I actually like being scared, like the jump
Okay.
scare, like a
Yeah,
zombie jumps out,
yeah,
and you're like, holy crap.
yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
think
like
I
that.
like that.
No.
But if a show has an interesting backstory with the characters and
Hmm.
you see the characters triumphing in a situation that seems impossible.
Yeah,
For me, it's
yeah,
almost like a hero kind
yeah.
of
Mm,
situation, right?
yeah.
Where you're rooting for someone, like in the case of this particular show, it's built around a little girl who happens to be immune to a disease that's killing the human population.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
So, this little girl needs to get to a place. They need to run some tests, see if they can create a cure. And then in the process, she runs into all these zombie creatures, right?
God.
And
Yeah.
and she's conquering, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there is a little bit of a weird uplifting message in it. It's warped. I get it. It's totally
No,
warped.
but I'm hearing you. And here's where this is going for me.
Yeah.
So she represents all the little girls and little boys on the planet who do have an immunity to the disease that we'll just put quotes around that
Yeah.
is killing humanity. We can
Wow.
rise above it, and the zombies are the people who don't get it right now, right? And so
That
and
is
they're constantly
amazing.
in a battle of trying to remember who they are and that they are capable, right? So I love where the movie took that, but then it's like,
Huh.
does it really have to be zombies?
Well, if it
They have
helps,
to be
Lindsay.
scary. Are they flesh-eating zombies? I mean, like, what are we dealing with here?
Okay, so the virus, whatever that they
Mhm,
get, is
mhm.
from some sort of fungus, right? Like a
Ew,
mushroomy
like a
kind of thing.
mushroom. Oh
So,
no.
in a
Mushroom's bad now. Yeah, okay.
I know exactly. And so when they turn, okay, so when they get this virus,
Yeah.
like some of the ones that have been infected for a while, looks like they kind of have a big mushroom flower on their head. It's kind of funny, actually. So
Okay.
it's not like dripping
All right.
off face, like your face is
Right.
falling apart necessarily. I'm not saying it's not gory because there are plenty of gory scenes, but that's how it differs a little bit. So they are kind of zombie-ish, but I
Yeah.
love I love your take on that. I realized that there was like a hero storyline behind this, but I didn't even quite equate it to what the world is
Today.
experiencing right now and how our kids, and we talk about this all the time, how our
Yeah.
kids are the answer. They are the
Yeah.
cure, so to
They're the
speak.
antidote to whatever is so crazy
Yes.
right now, which is so cool.
Wow.
It's kind of funny to think about just that show and then, one of my friends was asking me, "Did you ever see the movie Alien?" And I don't know
Oh,
if you
yeah.
ever watched it,
Yeah.
but I can tell you I made it through about, oh, I don't know, 6 minutes. And when the first Alien came out and the suspense and the tension for Sigourney Weaver was so high,
Yeah.
I lost it. It's like, no, this is not happening. I mean, and I was a kid. I don't even know how old I was. I couldn't do it. I was not watching it, and I had nothing to do with
Wow.
it. And so there was one horror movie when I think I was in high school, and it was Alfred Hitchcock, and we watched it in a class. I took a class on filmmaking in high school,
Uh-huh.
and we watched Psycho.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for those of you who've never seen Psycho, it's probably one of the original like horror movies, really. But there's no gory scenes. There's one scene with blood,
The shower scene. Yeah.
uh-huh, but that's it. The whole rest of the movie is just suspense and turning a
Yeah.
corner and anxiety filling. And I think I lost it. I think it just it took my anxiety to a whole new level. And I still can remember that movie to this day. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
40 years later. And
Yep.
it's like, oi, oi, oi. So the question is what's sticking and what are we filling our minds with that sticks and that ultimately is there an experience there that I maybe in this lifetime I got to miss around being scared out of my mind? I don't want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane either. So, you know,
But after watching Psycho, Lindsay, you'll never take a shower again, right?
Honestly, there was a time because I had like the same shower curtain when I was a kid. I went, whoa, no. I had to ask my mom if we could get a new shower curtain. I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. So, it would be interesting to ask your kids, what are they remembering or what did they get out of the movie? And I
Yeah.
love how, we could look at it like a story and it's
Right.
oh, the good guy overcomes the bad guys. But in horror films, it seems to be more about how much can you scare the audience, create more screams. And if you ever
Yeah.
watch Monsters, Inc., what I learned is
Yes.
that it's not about making humanity scared. It's about making us laugh.
Yeah.
And I bought into that somewhere along the line in my world. If we can laugh and genuinely feel joy, we are 10x more powerful than when we're scared,
That's
you
true.
know? And
Yeah.
so why not?